Hey everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. Today's video is not quite a tutorial. I wanted to talk to you about something that's huge in painting rocks, is where to get rocks, right? I've talked about this a few times in the past, but I wanted to especially talk about today why I buy rocks to paint. Now, this can be a really hot topic sometimes. I don't know why it gets so heated, but in rock painting groups as to people actually buy rocks to paint. And I personally do. Full disclosure, there are some people that sell rocks that have sent me rocks to check out and to paint on as well, so that I have good resources as far as suggesting places to buy rocks. So if you're curious about that, stick around to the end. I will go over some of my favorite places to get rocks when I buy them. But first I want to talk about why I buy my rocks. The first reason I buy my rocks is I paint a lot of rocks, and I do find that most people, once they really get rolling in rock painting, hunting, hiding, and things like that, they end up painting a lot of rocks. So there are very few places in the country where you have an abundance of rocks for free at your disposal that you can just grab and paint. Maybe you've got a pile of landscaping rocks in your backyard you purchased years ago that are slowly getting grown over and you're going out and getting them out of there. That is totally fine. But as somebody that paints a lot of rocks, I need a constant supply, and so purchasing rocks helps me with that. The second reason kind of lanes off the first reason. In a lot of places, it's illegal to take rocks when you're out and about. Most public parks, if not all public parks or state parks and things like that, it's illegal to take the rocks. Obviously, I know we've all walked through the parking lot at a restaurant or at a store and you see those landscaping rocks and you think, I would paint this on that rock. I think it all the time, but I don't take those rocks, obviously. But it does show you that landscaping rocks, which we'll talk about later, make great rock painting rocks. The next reason I buy rocks is because you can find some pretty awesome rocks, especially if you're working on a project that you want rocks to kind of all be the same. You can find sets of rocks that will all be exactly alike in shape and size. You can find rocks that are specific colors, like if you would like lighter rocks to paint on. So they have a lot of really good options for you to pick from now when you go shopping for rocks. So you can really find something that you like to work on best and continue to use that, because all different paints, they work different on different styles of rocks. So if you find one you love, it's kind of fun to keep getting that kind of rock. The next reason I buy my rocks is because guess what? It's fast. You can order them online and they can ship them right to your house. So if you're running low on your stash or you're out and about, you can literally order rocks on Amazon and Etsy now, and they will arrive at your door, or even Home Depot or Lowe's or places like that, and they will arrive at your door, and you don't have to go out and be digging around in the rocks. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind getting my hands dirty and digging for rocks, but there are times, especially in the times we're in now, where having them delivered is the only option for a lot of people. And so it really is convenient. It's very fast for a lot of the companies as well. Now, the last reason that I have found I've continued to purchase rocks and to promote others for finding rocks is these are people's businesses. You have to go through some measures in order to sell rocks online. They have to be sourced from responsible places and things like that. And these are people's companies. This is their livelihood. And so I feel it's a great way for me to support somebody else doing something that they've created on their own. I mean, I personally love that this is my job to paint rocks and share these tutorials with you all. And so your guys' likes and comments and thumbs ups and shares and all those things help support me. And I like to kind of pay it forward and help support some of these smaller businesses as well. So those are the 5 reasons that I myself buy rocks to paint. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot go and get rocks to paint. I'm not saying you have to buy rocks to paint. There's just a lot of people that don't seem to understand why people buy rocks. So I thought that I would make this video. So if you're somebody that buys rocks, don't feel guilty about it. Or if you're somebody that doesn't buy rocks, that's okay, but don't make people feel guilty about buying rocks to paint. It's all about what you want to do. There's so many ways to use this fun hobby to spread kindness and love around, which we can use a lot of right now. So just keep painting those rocks. If you are interested to know where I like to buy my rocks, I have 3 specific ways that I go about getting them. And I've got some of the examples here in front of me that I can share with you. The first place that I go, and this is the first place that I went, this might not be an option for everybody, it depends on what your capability of getting out and about are right now, but landscaping supply companies. Now we're talking about when you're driving down the highway and you see those giant bays of mulch and gravel and river rock. That's the place where we were talking about before, like people will get large dump trucks full of these rocks to put out in like parking lots and things like that. You'll get these kind of type of stones. They'll usually have a couple bays where they're different sizes, and most of the places are really kind about you coming in and just getting like a 5-gallon bucket of rocks, and they're cheap. They're very affordable. My little thumbnail, this guy was from a landscaping company. So you can find really smooth. Look how smooth this one is. Nice and smooth. You'll have to dig though. It will take you a little longer. It is kind of fun for the first couple times. I'm not gonna lie, to kind of dig through and find the perfect rocks. Like this one that I had done. This tutorial's on one of those rocks. So it can be a lot of fun to go. I do suggest to bring like a squirt bottle of water. You can kind of squirt the rock and see what color it is when it's wet. Some of them will get really dark and others will be a completely different color when they're wet. They often are very dusty when you get them this way. So make sure you come home and give them a really good brush. I'll link to how to prep your rocks, bink, right there above if you need more information on that. They also will have like places like Lowe's and Home Depot, they'll have the bags of rocks. So you can look for white if you want. They won't be as flat as some of the rocks I'll show you in a bit, but they still work great for rock painting, or you can get gray rocks like this. They're nice and smooth. They're great for rock painting as well. Now, as I said, you can order rocks online. I have a favorite shop on Amazon. I have shared their rocks before. I'm gonna get a few of them for you to see now. Now, I've worked with Cat Couriers in the past. They're an amazing company. They've got the nice big, huge Santorini style stones if you've got special projects you want to do. They've got these fun, small, round, flat stones that I've worked with in the past. They're like super round and flat. And then they also have regular rock looking stones. I guess they're all rocks, right? But bags like this where you can they have like almost like a little pink tone to them, but they're super smooth. There's not a lot of pits in them, so they work great for rock painting. So there's lots of options in their shops for things that you can get there. They have ones like this that are white as well, and I just don't seem to have one around me to show you at the moment. They have whites, they have grays, all sorts of options. Another favorite place that I have for getting rocks is on Etsy. And I know I've been painting a lot of these lately. She sent me an amazing box of rocks. She does the Santorini ones that are shaped. So like these square ones that you've seen me do, or these like almost like domino sized rocks. And then she also has some specific shaped rocks that you can get too. I've seen her do hearts in the past. And what else do I have in here? She does what she calls Santorini slices. So they're a little bit thinner style Santorinis sometimes, like this. So there's a lot of options that she has there as well. So those are my favorite places to buy rocks. There are other places online. I've actually worked with those, so I like to suggest things that I have had my hands on. They're always packaged well, and they always come in great shape. So I hope that answers your questions as to why anybody would buy rocks and possibly where you can find rocks if you're looking to buy rocks. So we'll be back soon with another tutorial here on Rock Painting 101. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share it in your local groups, let everybody know it's okay to buy rocks. Or if you see somebody asking questions like, why would anybody buy rocks? Feel free to leave this link in the comments so that others don't feel bad for buying rocks either. So thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.